What's up, folks? Bekah Rottenberg here with Brave Endeavors, Mountain Bike Skills and Strength Training, and we are here at Hidden Trail, located in Post Canyon, Hood River, Oregon. And Hidden is one of my favorite trails because it's really steep and it's got some fun, techie rock rolls with loose, chunky rock. The most important skill you need to ride a feature like this is a really solid ready position with a good balanced ability to bend your knees. Today, I'm going to take you through the most common mistakes that I see people make when they ride a trail like Hidden with steep rock rolls such as this. Show you how to fix those mistakes so that you can ride this trail with more confidence and more fun. These videos are made possible by Mountain View Cycles, which is personally my favorite bike shop located in downtown Hood River. So if you're in the area, please stop in, give them a visit, and be expected to be greeted with a big smile and the best customer service around. How to ride steep rock rolls. Let's dive into it. I want you to use the move that I call the slow, low press. So you're gonna come in nice and slow. This means consistent braking. You're not slamming on your brakes so your weight flies forwards, right? You're not going so slowly that you're dragging or skidding. Just setting a nice consistent speed so you keep moving forwards. That's your slow. Low, bending the knees, bending the elbows, staying really balanced in your feet, light in your hands. And then the press is you're trying to push or press your bike down to the ground while the rest of you stays really strong, especially your core. And this is the part that I see people make the most mistakes on, where they just relax their core and their hips shift forwards as they're pressing the bike forward. Okay, you want your hips to stay balanced over the center of the bike as you press the bike forwards. That's the slow, low press. I think you're gonna find a lot of success with it. Please start on something small. Don't necessarily try, a big steep rock roll like this for your first time. Find some smaller drops to get comfortable with the move and then gradually progress. The most common mistakes that I see when people try to ride a steep rock roll like this is their lack or their inability to bend their knees. So fundamental riding position, we want pedals to be level, knees and elbows to be relaxed, so not locked out, not super bent. We want chin over the stem, eyes looking up and out or down the trail, and one finger covering the brakes. And then you want to be able to access the ability to bend your knees. And what I see all the time is when I say get low on the bike or bend your knees, people hinge at the hips and they bend their elbows, which tricks you into thinking you're getting lower because your eyes are actually moving lower, closer to the trail, but your hips are staying up high. And so what ends up happening when you ride down a steep rock roll, like this one here on Hidden, is if you're not bending your knees, your hips shift forwards and that shifts all your weight into the front wheel, into the handlebars. And if you happen to grab the brakes too much, you're gonna flip forwards or you're gonna end up flying forwards. So we don't want that. So it's really important to have a super balanced, ready position. And then practice that bending of the knees, bending of the elbows where you feel really balanced and heavy in the feet, light in the hands. So what I like to say is balance on the bike feels like if the bike were to disappear out from under you, you would land on your feet. Remember, mountain biking is a feeling, right? So you need to be able to feel balanced, feel like you're in control. Okay, so we've gone over the most common mistakes that I see when people try to ride features such as a steep rock roll. Let's dive into how to do it correctly so you can ride with more confidence and more fun. I want you to practice the slow, low press. So let's break this down. You're gonna come in slow. And I can't emphasize enough how important it is to practice good braking technique. By slow, I don't mean come in fast and then slam on the brakes. you want to apply consistent brake pressure so that you're continually moving forwards, not changing your speed a whole lot. So you don't want to brake a lot right at the start, and you don't want to roll down this thing and then slam on your brakes right after it either. You want to just apply a little bit of brake pressure so that you can keep moving forwards the whole time. So that's your slow. Low, remember, we want to be balanced, so weighted in the feet, light hands, and then be able to get nice and low as we approach the edge of the rock. So slow, low, and then we're nice and low, which gives us all this room in our arms to press the bike down, trying to keep traction with the ground. So keeping the wheels in contact with the ground, actively press the bike forwards, brace through the core, keep those feet nice and heavy so that your hips are not shifting forwards, but you're staying really balanced and low, and you're landing with a big old smile on your face. All right, so after you've practiced that really balanced ready position and bending the knees, moving up and down, staying light in the hands, heavy in the feet, the next thing I like to have folks do is come approach the feature and just check it out and make sure you can actually roll down it, that you don't need to be dropping it. So the way to check this out is if your pedals are level, just see if your bike can roll down and if everything is going to clear, meaning your pedals will clear if they're level and the bottom bracket and chain ring will clear. And look at that. Bam, you can just roll down this, right? Like you can imagine your bike wants to go down it. And I don't love when people are like, oh, your bike knows what to do. It's like, no, you want to be in control of what's happening. But here you can imagine if you stay balanced and pilot your bike, right, stay in control, you can ride this with your wheels on the ground, just like that. The other thing I want to mention here is with just a little too much weight forwards, or too much front braking, everything shifts forwards, okay? So this is where having consistent braking is really important, where you don't want to be changing the speed or changing the pressure of your brakes. It's like you want to apply brake pressure and let your bike keep rolling forwards. Oftentimes on trails where you have steep rock rolls, you also have a lot of loose rock, techie stuff going on. And so I'll coach people all the time on these rock rolls and they nail it, and then they get to the loose, rocky, chunky stuff, and that's where things kind of fall apart. So 3 tips. Number 1, speed helps. Number 2, look where you want to go. And number 3, be dynamic on the bike. Speed helps. So what I mean by this is if you go too slowly, you tend to really feel every rock or root that you hit, and your bike kind of backs up from those features, and that throws you off balance. So going a little bit faster is going to help your suspension, both in the shocks and the tires, just roll over those undulations and things that are coming up at you on the trail. Number 2, look where you want to go. This is huge. I can't overemphasize how important where you're looking is for your ability to ride smoothly down the trail. So don't be looking right in front of your tire. Pick those eyes up, look where you want to go, and let your focus pull you down the trail. And then number 3, be dynamic on your bike. So think again about that ready position and how you can get really low, you can be really high, and you want to be constantly moving up and down and have a nice strong core so that you're comfortable letting the bike bounce around a little bit underneath you. You know, I like to say don't be a micromanager. Like, expect there to be little bits of movement and be okay with that. And as long as you stay strong and balanced and flexible and keep looking where you want to go, you're gonna get to that final destination with a big smile on your face and have a blast. So those are the 3 tips for riding, you know, the steep, chunky, loose stuff, right? Speed helps, look where you want to go, and be dynamic on the bike. Okay, my friends, now it's time for you to get out and practice. Go with a friend, plan to get off your bike, walk the feature, start slow, start small. And then remember, slow, low press. So come in, nice consistent braking, get nice and low, right? Be dynamic on the bike, heavy feet, light hands, and then press that bike to the ground with a big old smile on your face. If you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us to make more useful videos in the future. And then again, huge thank you to all my sponsors, especially Mountain View Cycles, Patagonia, Deity, SRAM, Ergon, Trail Butter, Ride Concepts, and Smith Optics. Please support those brands, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and be fit, be strong, and be brave.